Hey everybody, Jeff Reinhart here with you, back again for LL League Football, talking points. Week 6 in the books, wow. Week 7 coming up, and things are getting mighty interesting in LL League Football. First off, happy to report, ear infection just about gone. Thank goodness. Went through a whole bottle of drops. Feeling better, no throbbing, no pressure. Still having a hard time hearing a bit, but I'd say I'm about 90%. Which would be probable, so I'm probable for this week. Okay, feeling better, and thanks for the emails and stuff. I appreciate it. Okay, 5 talking points for LL League Football Week 7. Here we go. Number 1, Section 1 taking shape. 2 teams at the top. Wilson Bulldogs, 3-0, 5-1. Manheim Township Blue Streaks, 3-0, 5-1. Both teams playing great. Both teams sailing right along here. A lot of similarities with these two. Both lost in overtime in Week 1. Both are on 5-game winning streaks. Both are tied for first. Both are scoring a lot of points and doing a lot of things. Wilson's up to 25 wins in a row in Section 1. How do you do? This week, Wilson gets Ephrata, winless. Manheim Township gets Penn Manor. Sneaky, tricky game. Penn Manor's playing really well. Plus 11 turnover ratio, top 5 defense in the league, and they're not giving up much, coming off a 48-14 win against McCaskey. Trap game for Manheim Township. Can't be looking ahead. Nobody said Section 1 was ever going to be easy, and it's going to start getting real tough for Manheim Township here. So back-to-back weeks, a hot Penn Manor team, and then Wilson next week in Neffsville. Wilson's last loss in Section 1 in Neffsville, 2007 against Manheim Township. Section 1 taking shape. Mighty interesting. Very good couple of weeks coming up in Section 1. Number 2. Section 2 taking shape. Big week. LS 3-0, 5-1. Garden Spot 3-0, 5-1. Those two will knock heads on Friday night at LS. Section 2 showdown. First place on the line. Should be fun. LS coming off the shutout win against Manheim Central. It's the first time Manheim Central was shut out in a game since 2000 when the Barons lost to Strathaven 21-zip in the Eastern Final at Hershey Park. Still trying to find out the last time Manheim Central was shut out at home. That's been a while. LS coming in smoking, obviously, coming off the shutout. Number 2 offense in the league, number 2 defense in the league. Steady, balanced, Pioneers for real. Garden Spot. Have you noticed some of the numbers these guys are putting up? Holy mackerel. John Armbrust, the quarterback last week against E-Town, 11 of 13, 208 yards and 6 touchdown passes. Gives him 20 for the season, leads the league. Connor Schlegel, 3 more touchdown catches. He's up to 13 for the season, which is a ton. The most touchdown catches I could find here recently in the state was 21 by Mr. Barry at Bishop McDevitt a couple years back. So Schlegel's kind of on that pace. He's got 4 regular season games left, and probably at least 1 playoff game here. Garden Spot should get in. So those 2 guys have been great. Armbrust to Schlegel. Wow. Section 2, huge showdown this week in Lampeter for first place. Sole possession of first place. Garden Spot at LS. That should be great. Number 3, Section 3 taking shape. Another big week for Section 3. First place showdown here on Friday. Lancaster Catholic 2-0 in the section. 6-0 overall. Only undefeated team here in the league. Gasses up the bus and goes to Fredericksburg to take on Northern Lebanon. Vikings are 3-0 in the section. 4-2 overall. They've been sailing here. They've won 4 in a row. Trailed Columbia 20-7 at the half the other night, and then bang, scored 35 second half points and beat the Tide 42-26. So Northern Lebanon's hot. And they'll host Lancaster Catholic. Lancaster Catholic's last Section 3 loss at Northern Lebanon in 2007. So interesting. He got, Township Wilson. Wilson's last loss was to Township. They're playing next week, and Catholic Northern Lebanon plays this week. Their last loss was at Northern Lebanon, so interesting. Might go to this game. I haven't picked a blog game yet, but I'm leaning Catholic Northern Lebanon. I haven't seen Northern Lebanon in a couple of years, and it's nice to see Catholic in a really meaningful big Section 3 game. So Lancaster Catholic at Northern Lebanon. Keep an eye on that. Okay, number 4. Call these guys the dynamic duo. Did you see what the Donegal running backs did the other night? Indians beat Anvil Cleona 56-27. Last week's player of the week, Johnny Martin, followed up his big performance last week with another big one. 12 carries, 257 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And his backfield mate, Dylan Maxwell, also 12 carries, 249 yards, and 4 touchdowns, including a 95-yarder, which was the second longest play from scrimmage this year in the LL. Joe Welk from Solanco had a 96-yard touchdown run a couple weeks back. So Martin and Maxwell doing damage for Donegal. They play Trinity this week. Tricky non-league game for the Indians. They're at 500. They're 3-3. They're on the bubble line for districts. Trinity's going to be tough, but then they got 3 league games after that to kind of stay in the Section 3 race and make a push for districts. Martin and Maxwell, we'll see to that. Okay, number 5, tip of the cap to Warwick. Beat Ephrata 30-14 last week in Ephrata in the George Mell Trophy game. I just thought this was really interesting. Warwick's win tied that series. Talk about rivalries. Warriors and Mounts are now tied 38, 38, and 6. I thought that was a fun stat for the week. So, George Mell Trophy goes back to Warwick again. I think they won like 5 or 6 in a row of those. And they knot up the series, 38, 38, 6. There's your 5 talking points for LL League football. Good stuff. Another good week on the slate. Really good. Garden Spot at LS. Lancaster Catholic at Northern Lebanon. Sole possession first place games. And keep an eye on Section 1 with Wilson and Township battling it out, and they meet next week in Nestville. Keep an eye on that. Okay, plenty of stuff this week. Video previews, capsule previews. It is Columbus Day Monday, so not a lot of people have school, so I'm a smidge behind with the stats. But once I have all those, they'll be up. Take a look for that. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a good week. Thanks.